Welcome to First Trade, the show where we're educating new investors and traders. We recognize that some of us are experienced traders,
and some of us aren't. That's why we wanted to level the playing field and make the markets accessible to everyone.
Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, folks? It is episode number 6 of First Trade. I am so excited to be back. My name is Rohan, and I am, in fact, not a tender nugget. How are you feeling?
I'm also not a tender nugget. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I got loaded fries waiting for me in the kitchen. We're chilling. It's a Friday once again, recording here. I'm feeling pretty good. How about you? How you doing?
I'm feeling, you know what? Just I'm doing peaches. Doing peaches?
Dude, you said peaches last time.
I'm trying to do it more, like I said, remember?
Oh, my God.
Freaking fantastic.
I never hear you say peaches unless it's here on this show, ever. You've never said peaches any other time.
Don't call me out like
Literally,
that, bro.
any fucking time ever, and he never says peaches.
Listen. We're working on it, all right?
Yeah, okay, sure. We're working on it. All right, do the thing. What's the thing? What are we talking about today?
Michael Murray likes to say. What are we talking about today, folks? Okay, so last week we had a pretty sweet episode. Austin Hankwitz talking all about how TikTok might be impacting the future of investing, how he has built up his career as a financial TikToker. He was one of the first, probably one of the best, maybe a bit biased there, but he's a really solid guy, really great episode. We talked a little bit about, how new traders can poise themselves to handle this new correction coming into the market. And I do think we're going to be touching a little bit on TikTok. It's not going to be like the whole episode this time, but I'm excited. This week is going to be kind of like a little bit of a catch-up, although not. We do have a special guest, a zinger,
very special guest,
a zinger of our own,
zinger of the hour.
We're definitely excited for that, but no, it's just like we've done back-to-back some pretty solid guests, right, Mike? And
back-to-back, yeah. We've had some really good ones. Like I said, I love how Austin was not like, he didn't just come in and talk about how to make money, but it was also like the financial responsibility, the safety, doing it the right way. Had some good recommendations for stock picks, for apps, for trading platforms, all around. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it's not always the most exciting stuff. Sometimes it is the most exciting stuff, but
You're saying it wasn't exciting?
I'm saying like the episode was. I'm saying like investing in your finance, not the trading stuff.
Financial safety.
Investing.
Boring.
Having good personal finance. Not always the most, sexy thing to talk about.
But who does that? I don't do that.
But it's important, right? So
true.
Yeah, I'm glad we covered that. And we had some questions last week from the viewers. We had some questions from Twitter. You want to start out with that? You want to roll into that?
Let's do it. Yeah. What kind of questions we got?
All right, so we have touched on due diligence a couple times on the show, first, second episodes around there, but we haven't really gone back to it, and it's such an important part of, how you invest in companies. It is literally your research.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we had some questions about it, and we thought, let's bring it back. Let's keep it on the top. How to do DD, where to start, what's most important, what isn't, how to build a strategy. Now, that is kind of like a little bit of a more general how to do DD question, which we talked about a little bit, but we can bring it up. That is from xbo551. But then also, how does everyone do their research? Is there a preferred website to research stocks for free, or are they all paid memberships? Again, this might be a good topic to bring up from Jman1042. So you want to touch on those a little bit, Michael?
Yeah, let's go over both of those. Yeah, I mean, those are both really good questions. I mean, I know we touched on due diligence episode 1 or episode 2 or something like that?
I think 1, and then, 2 is a little bit more like charting and stuff like that.
But yeah, we've been over it a couple different times. I mean, obviously I'm no authority on DD. I do due diligence before I get into any stock or any positions. Yeah, nice. Yeah, you got me there, dude. Yeah, I knew that was coming. But it's I think everybody does their own kind of brand of due diligence with some general core principles in place, but they mix it up a little bit here and there. For me personally, when I'm doing due diligence, obviously I go and I look at a stock's history. So I look at where it's been, and then I kind of use that to make a prediction about where it might be going. So I analyze the charts to an extent. I mean, I'm nothing like John London, beginner trading, a master of the charts. I'm not that deep into the technical
he's
side.
More in the moment. You're talking long term, right?
Yeah, so I'm looking at historical precedents, and for me, I then go and I look at when you're talking about resources for looking up different stocks and stuff like that and doing your due diligence. I really like Webull, actually. And I know it's a trading platform, obviously, but beyond just trading, I mean, it's free to go in there and look up research on different stocks. And they don't cover every stock with the research on there, but the ones that they cover, they actually have really, really helpful metrics. So you're looking at like support and resistance lines. So you're looking at like where a chart may be headed and when it may be about to break out over this breakout line and head up further north. You've got like scanners, so you can look up like a particular kind of metric about a stock that you want to find, and it'll find you stocks that are in that realm. And it's got really other cool tools too. Analyst ratings, which I love. A lot of my strategy is built around just like what prominent analysts are saying about
Okay,
the
can we
stock.
touch? I know we've brought up this before, and real quick, just a couple things. You mentioned scanners. One of them that we've talked about before, FinViz. For
Yeah.
like, if you're just looking for a solid scanner.
Yeah, that's solid.
Solid. Analyst ratings. Just give a quick definition of that and how you use them in your everyday, investing, trading.
Yeah,
whatever.
I feel it. Yeah, I know we touched on it before. An analyst rating is just, it's a rating house or an agency that provides ratings for stocks. That's what they do. Like H.C. Wainwright, Moody's, any of these other ratings agencies, and they're going to go through and they're going to look at stocks, and based off of a lot of technical factors, past, present, future, they take into consideration new appointments to the company, like new members, sales and revenue. They're going through and they're using all of this financial information to generate an estimate about where the stock's going to go. So you're looking at a stock that might be sitting at 25 today, and HC Wainwright might come out and give an analyst rating and say, we have a buy rating on this. We think it's going to hit 45 by the end of January.
So you're talking about at the bottom, like I know on like Yahoo Finance and some other websites at the bottom would be like, this stock is a buy or this stock is overvalued right now.
That's
kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's taking into like a conglomerate of, and a lot of people will rate it based off of like 5 or 6 or 7 different analysts that are all rating this stock a buy. And some places like Robinhood, they'll have breakdown of, we have 3 analysts that are bullish or think it's going to go up. We got 2 that are neutral, don't really have an opinion, and we've got 1 that's bearish. So they'll have like a conglomeration of different analysts in there. So it goes up and down, but analyst ratings are one of the biggest things I take into consideration because I don't like to just trust my research. I'm not that smart. A lot of people think I am. I'm really not that smart. So I like to go back.
I don't know who thinks you are, but all
dude,
right.
there are people. Actually, no, there really aren't people who think that. But I like to go in and I like to talk about or at least look at like what other analysts are saying. I like to get some backup to my opinion and see if what I like to do is do the research first and then go out and see if other analysts and people with predictions are backing up my opinion or if it's going opposite. And then I know if I fucked up and I made a terrible
I think
prediction.
that's solid. And like just from my, my initial impression of that is don't just trust an analyst rating. Don't just trust yourself. Get your information.
Find a mix.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're super smart, like, yeah, you can go without an analyst rating and just take your own opinion. I am not that smart, so I like to do a mix. I like to get other people's opinions and then, yeah, fill in the gaps with whatever else I research.
Yeah. I am also not that smart. So
Thanks for sharing. We know.
nice.
Yeah.
I was laughing because, in my head at least, because just now Spencer Israel was laughing pretty loud and it sounded like he was laughing at you. I don't think he
know.
was.
I don't think he
but
was.
I just like to think he was.
I think he's on a stream, although if he had been listening, I know he'd be laughing anyway. So we can imagine that he was. Anyhow.
Oh my God. All right. So nice. You kind of covered both answers right there. So solid. If that answers your question, hopefully it does. We definitely need to keep this topic, bring it back every so often, maybe ask opinions of others because it's, again, a big part of, trading, investing, and something that's probably going to be ever changing how you find your way, how you like to do your due diligence. Something you guys might want to share in our Discord or in the comments below is just how you've been doing it thus far, any ideas you might want to get from others. We can all get better, and we all have interesting ways of doing our own research that I'm sure would be valuable.
I'm always happy to snake someone else's trading strategy.
Nice.
Yeah, never hurts me a bit.
There we go.
Cool.
Michael Murray, in-house snake.
That's not what I do, but sometimes it is something that I do occasionally.
Oh, man. Okay, so, we kind of covered the basics there. I think it's time to get to the meat of the episode. We got to bring on our guest. That's what the audience is here for. They're not here for us. Definitely not here for you, Michael.
Thank you. The best guest. That's right.
The best guest. And with that, Michael, why don't you roll that intro?
Let's do it. All right, let's bring on the guest. Rob, Jordan Robertson, one of our favorite zingers, one of the greatest people at the company, honestly. And yeah, she's going to come on and be our guest, talk about some TikTok, some investing advice, her first trade. Let's bring her on. Let's do it.
Hey guys.
Rob, how's it going?
What's
That
up,
was really nice
Jordan?
to meet you, Michael. Hi, Rohan.
So, Jordan, first appearance on the first trade show.
I
That's
know.
2 firsts.
How exciting, right?
So we're glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us. And I'm sure the audience is excited to see you too. That you've been making some appearances on YouTube this month. We got the Women in FinTech show that's been going super well. I'm a fan.
Big plug. Huge.
If you guys
huge
aren't
show.
watching that, what are you doing? Got to be watching that.
Yep. Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh, this upcoming Tuesday?
Tuesday, 10:30.
Oh, no way.
Tuesday
That's
at
awesome.
10:30.
Sweet.
Tuesdays at 10:30. That's
Be
what
there.
we've been doing.
Be there, be square.
Boom. Jordan, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? I'm sure they're dying to know.
Yes. So I've been at Benzinga for a couple years now doing affiliate marketing, more on the content side of things, monetization side of things. I am a first year trader. So obviously being at Benzinga has got me very enveloped in investing and trading. So when I was looking for a platform to make my first trade, I was just really going for ease. I wanted something that was very straightforward, not a lot of technical work. So I actually ended up on Cash App, and my first trade was Afria, which is doing pretty well. So I guess it could be considered a successful first trade.
There we
Nice.
go. Boom.
Yeah.
She just hopped right into it. I didn't even have to ask her.
That doesn't happen a whole lot. Wait, what is Afri again? What do they do?
Cannabis. It's a cannabis stock. So
Oh,
I should
okay.
have known that. Yeah.
I need to get in one of those. I need to be part of that game for sure.
Those are good
No,
right now.
so same story with me. Like I was definitely just too involved in the whatever concept we're creating to ignore the trading side of things. So I had to get on it at a certain point, and I guess this show was the catalyst for that. But super interesting that you chose to use Cash App for, because I know now some people who buy Bitcoin on Cash App and some things like that, but I've
Yeah.
actually yet to hear of someone doing their investing from Cash App.
Right. So I bought Bitcoin first, and that was kind of my introduction to the platform. And it's really easy, but there's not every stock is offered on Cash App. So I guess that's the caveat there. If you're looking for something more, I guess, encompassing, then you're not going to find it on Cash App right now. But if you're looking for just like get your feet wet, then definitely it's pretty awesome.
For sure. Yeah, no, I guess I'll have to explore that. And in the audience, if you do use Cash App, drop a comment below. But yeah, maybe we can, I guess this is for beginner traders. So anything else on your experience using Cash App? Would you recommend it to other people? How's your experience been other than, you mentioned not all the stocks are available?
Yeah, no, I would recommend it for your first trade. I mean, there's the fees are relatively low. If you're just trying to get the feel for it, and it's got some research and educational resources on it. But actually diving into educational resources, I found TikTok to be a relatively good platform to educate you. And so I actually found a few TikToks that I wanted to recreate on our BZ Pro platform. So I wanted to show you guys what I found and how you can use it, even as a beginner, because these platforms can look intimidating because there's a lot going on, but it's once you get familiar with all of the options and offerings, it's really actually pretty easy. So I want to go show you guys some things.
Nice. Yeah. Can't
Awesome.
wait to
Yeah,
see
let's
it.
go for it. Yeah, I know TikTok. So last week, like I mentioned, we had Austin Hankwitz, who was kind of, he's providing a lot of those ideas, research on TikTok, and a lot of what people are seeing, and myself included. That's where I got, some of the ideas that I wanted to invest. So cool to see that, and I'm excited to see how you take those ideas and do the research with BZ Pro. So let's pull it up.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is our Benzinga Pro platform. Like I said, it can look intimidating with all of these things going on. What interested me about the TikTok is that it's supposed to show you to look at the charts, and then you want to analyze for something that hasn't popped yet. So once you do once you set all of your filters right here, then you're gonna want to go to charts. See, this is already like pulled in, so you want to pull in the first symbol, and it will show you the chart, and this is what you want to analyze. So basically what the TikTok was saying is that you want to look somewhere where there's this would be considered a pop, right? Because it's low and then it goes really high. So
Right.
you want to look for something that just like hasn't done that yet. And that's where like your analysis comes in. Like maybe if something was like, if it was at this point, like that would be a good time to buy March 19th. Or you look at, something that, okay, so this is like went down and then now it's starting to come up. So maybe that would be something to look at further. And then
Nice.
like BZ Pro has all of these news. So this is another way that you would analyze it. is by reading the news and see if you can find any information that indicates that it could be moving soon. So here's another
Like that
example.
combined effort of like watching the chart, but then also some fundamentals right there. So
Right.
Right. And I feel like this is a relatively beginner concept, right? Especially if you're going to be making these educated investments and trades. So yeah, that was one TikTok that I found really interesting and that I could actually come over to the BZ Pro platform and try. And even a beginner, like if you're not sure about this platform, we do have a 2-week trial. So feel free to at least, leverage that and
no, yeah,
try
it's
to
a
some of
sweet
these trades.
platform and definitely worth at least a try, right?
100%.
Just to get
Yeah.
your and if it's not a tool that you or if you maybe you use your trial and you decided whatever it might be, this is a good technique to learn regardless. We've talked about other scanners. We mentioned FinViz at the starting, like using a variety of tools that you might have. This is a pretty interesting technique, and I'd love to try it out myself. Just from like she mentioned, like Jordan, you saw that it'd be a pretty good beginner concept, and it might seem scary at first, honestly, being like, okay, how do you find stocks that pop? And then you have to look at the chart and figure it out. But actually, I think, regardless of the fact, it's probably a good exercise to kind of start getting a sense for when they do actually.
Yeah.
And just, getting familiarized with it. So definitely maybe something you guys should try out. And if you do, absolutely, let us know. Hop in the Discord, let us know. And if you have more questions about it. But
100%. So is that what defines a penny stock? Is anything between 1 and 15, or does it have to be like lower than that?
Actually, I think a penny stock is generally one between under $5.
Gotcha.
Maybe we can just do that 1 to 5.
so the amount of shares are you looking at it's not the volume, is it, right? Or is it?
Shares means like what's available.
I'm still learning these terms, honestly. So like, okay, so either the float is also something to consider, right? The float is like what's currently actively being traded, right?
Right. It's like the amount of shares that are available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's because there's also shares that are like restricted shares.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
okay,
Yep.
cool.
Tradable shares would be the float. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can really pick like any price range, any kind of like any filter you're looking for.
Well, what's
Okay,
great
so
about
see-
this too is, sorry for,
No, you're
sorry,
okay.
just one sec. I just wanted to say, like, a lot of times as a beginner trader, for me especially, other than when you see a TikTok and you get some trade ideas out there, right, or whatever, how do you actually go out and find these ideas for stocks and trades yourselves? And these are probably the things to be practicing
Yeah.
using a screener, and then obviously doing deeper research beyond that. But
Totally. But a great starting point for sure.
and it's a common question,
Yeah.
how do I even find stocks?
It's a good spot for it for sure.
So I've seen TikToks where they're saying, these stocks are going to double this year, or these stocks are going to blow up this year, right? So actually, we can come into the newsfeed and we can look up a symbol. So, for example, the one that I was looking at, it was saying that NGA was going to double in price this year because of their affiliation with Amazon, I think it was. Um, So anyway, you can come in here and pull up this stock, and then it will show you all any news, and then I can look at the charts and the candles and see, what has been going on with the price, and then you've got all of these other indicators. So those always like catch my eye, and then I go and like look at if there's any news in here. Okay, yeah, this one is about. It might be the right time for investors to back up the truck, the electric truck, that is. And then it talks about NGA. So basically, you just want to like come in and read the news. And so maybe this would be something good because of this, deal that they're doing with obviously a huge giant like Amazon.
That's awesome. So it just curates news like that like might be market moving or like might bring it up in value or whatever.
Yeah, well, this is all news produced by Benzinga.
Nice.
So-
Wow.
There we go.
Look
Plug.
at Benzinga.
And if you guys use other platforms, Webull, whatever it might be, you probably will see your Benzinga news right there as well.
All over the place.
And it's like we said, a big part of due diligence. And if you're pulling up the tickers, whether or not you just see an idea and really quick you want to know what's happening, that's probably the fastest place to figure out the news that's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I use TikTok as a, I guess, idea generator. It could be educational too. But then you just have to, I guess, find the platforms that resonate with you. and try them out.
That's awesome.
For
I mean,
sure, yeah.
I respect the fact that you can just get investment ideas out of there, because I usually just get lost in the funnel. Like when I had TikTok, and I would just never escape, and I would be in there for 2 hours, and then I'd realize I got nothing.
You gotta get on stock talk. You know, you gotta whisper to your phone, and be like, stocks. Show it to you. So I guess, yeah. I mean, thanks for showing us those, Jordan. I think really like it can be a powerful tool. Again, if you guys want to try it out, there is obviously a free trial. It exists for that reason. Get your hands, wet a little bit. Try and find some stock picks of your own. Maybe work with the community members in Discord to like try and figure out if it really is a buy or just go for it. Jordan, you mentioned at the starting, what was the ticker you said was your first trade? Afria. So, just like going back to a little bit, is there a particular reason why you chose that one, or at the time? Because I know with my first like actual stock purchase, it was very much so a little bit of YOLO, a little bit of research, a little bit of like it wasn't that much gone into it. Hasn't panned out the best for me so far. Mike Murray. But, but hey, you know what? So my question is, just like, how did it go for you? What went into that decision?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, my team produces the affiliate marketing content, and a lot of that is like how to buy XYZ stock. So I'm pretty sure the idea spawned from that by reading some of the facts in that article. And then if I'm being honest, I think it was something like I saw a number in there that was I was like, oh, that's a good number. So like I think we all have that same experience. We're like, oh, this is gonna be my first one. Let's just do it. So I guess it was the combination of, like you said, YOLO with a little bit of research.
Sometimes that's the best way though, like just to get started and like figure one out. Like if you have a good feeling about it, you have a good vibe, like just try it. Like as long as it's something reasonable, like just
you're not throwing your entire account in there,
right?
Like
No,
exactly.
Like $100. So.
Plus, so you mentioned like with your work, that's how you got exposure to it. We always say, invest in what you know. So, solid, and like you can't start till you start, right?
Can't start till you start. That's right.
Okay, Jordan, that was awesome. Thank you so much for providing that insight. I think maybe like I'm gonna personally like look at that video. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna do a little exercise, and maybe next episode I'll update you guys on what stocks I found, and maybe I'll try and buy one that is potentially gonna pop.
Yeah.
Jordan, before you go, do you have any stock picks for us, or do you have any trading? Anything that's on your radar?
Yeah, I would say get into crypto, get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe even some Cardano. But
okay, ADA, right? That's Cardano.
ADA,
I haven't gotten. That's like the biggest Ethereum competitor, right? From what I've heard.
Yeah, so I do have a few crypto accounts, and it's now available on Coinbase Pro. So I'd maybe start there. Coinbase is a really solid platform for cryptocurrencies. But you can also buy Bitcoin on Cash App and even on like PayPal. So if you're really looking for like your first crypto invest or trade, start there.
Yeah, no, what I've been doing, because obviously it's been big the last couple of weeks. We had all-time highs for Bitcoin. By the way, if you are interested in crypto, we do have a whole show dedicated to crypto, so definitely check out BZ Crypto. But I got into it maybe a couple years ago with like an initial investment, rode that first like the 20K, and then I just kind of, when everyone pulled out, I just kind of held on to it and took the L for a couple years. So we're not doing anything crazy, but just kind of holding on to some gains right now. And I've been slowly, like, this is the wise words of John G at this point. He's like, because I think it's around to stay. So I'm not trying to make like any quick plays or swings on it. I'm more so just dollar cost averaging, like every month, putting in a couple hundred into both Ethereum and Bitcoin right now. No Cardano yet, but I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Solid.
Murray, are you in any crypto?
No, I'm not smart enough for that. No.
Okay, wait. We have to address that statement.
Actually,
you
okay.
don't have to do much to be part of this.
I had a really bad experience with crypto like 3 years ago. It was actually before I invested in stocks, I invested in crypto, and I invested in Tron or TRX. I bought like $3,000 worth of TRX, and I bought all this TRX, and then that was like right before crypto crashed, like 2 years ago or something, when it like really wasn't doing anything. So I kind of got like the bottom hammer of that, and I wound up with like $200 left.
Yeah,
And as
Tron
an
isn't back, is it really? I don't think it is.
No, it's been absolutely just demolished. It's
like
dead.
coin that
It's
just
desolate.
kinda-
It's sad. And yeah, so as an 18-year-old, my spirit was crushed, and I said, never again, never again for crypto for me.
I remember when I was really like first getting into it, I went to Fort Lauderdale and there was a guy in the airport with like a Bitcoin hat, some random Russian dude, and he's just like, "What the hell, man? They didn't let me pay for the stripper in Bitcoin." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Anyway," and he named some like random ticker off. He's like, "It's IPO next month," and he's like, "Buy now." I was like, anyway, I
Intriguing.
kept an eye on it. Literally, like it was classic, like
Perfect. Well, yeah.
Jordan, is there anything you're eyeing in terms of crypto investments? You said you're in Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Cardano. Any coins you want to are more interested in or whatever?
BAT is interesting, especially because John G's been talking about it nonstop. So I've been looking into it. I think it's got a lot of potential.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. Got to check it out.
Keep your eyes out. All right, folks, that was pretty great. Jordan, thank you so much for coming on. We'll definitely have to get you back on here again. Maybe we'll find some more of those TikTok investment ideas. And again, yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us, spending some time, and we'll see you around.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks
All
for
right.
coming on.
See you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, Mike. That was pretty solid. Got to get another BZ member on the show, team member, and we'll
Repping the BZ
keep
team.
doing that every so often. You guys have to let us know who from the crew or people maybe who aren't even on shows you want to see next, and we'll try and get them on. Now we do only have, I don't have a watch here, but we do only have about 5 minutes until Mike Murray has to go do some real work. So
One time a day, I actually work for real.
let's make it real quick. Let's run the outro. Mike, how is your account doing?
Actually, you know what? Very rough week the last couple of days. Kind of tailed up a little bit today. I think we're doing okay. Last time I checked, we're doing okay in the markets. That could have totally changed since I sat down. Because I took a break to eat those fries instead of actually look at stocks. So I don't know. It could be doing okay. I mean, I'm still in Canopy. I'm still in Enphase. I'm still in Palantir, and I've got one other position in Afria as well. So. Is it good or is it bad?
No.
Oh, great. Awesome. Well,
We are down. I mean, we're not in the worst position right now, but let me just tell you. Oh, I was like, where did these tickers come from? It was my 2 free stocks from Webull.
dear.
Finally showed up in here.
that's pretty sweet.
We are up on BCRX actually a lot,
Wow.
but everything else we're pretty much down on a little bit. So
How's Torch? How's Torch looking?
Torch is just in the solid bad place. $2, $2.10, 18 cents.
That's stellar. Well, you know what? That's great news. I'm gonna head off and do some work to recoup all of my losses, and let's wrap it up.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for First Trade, episode 6. We are excited to be doing this every week. It seems just like, the time is passing like crazy. You want to be involved with the show. If you want to get, more involved with the community, absolutely comment down your questions on the YouTube video or join our Discord. That's where we have discussions about this. And of course, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, which, by the way, I don't think we have that many more reviews for. Ready? We have... watch it still be 9 reviews. So
Nice.
folks, we got to bump that number up. Anyways, this has been a solid one, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Peace.
See you. All right, folks, what's going on? It is episode fix.
Nice.
What? Oh
I'm
my god.
soft. Dead soft.
I bet you don't get. Oh, I can't even say it.
Weak.
I wasn't even recording, and I roasted your ass, and you didn't know I roasted your ass.
I heard it. That was
Oh,
just a weak
just try
roast.
it.
That was low heat.
You don't have to. We can cut that if you don't.
On this.
Yeah.